Hello and welcome to another episode of the War Brothers podcast. We're coming at you on July 31st, 2022. Broly guacamole, what's going on?
Oh, Broly guacamole. Not much, bro salsa.
Well, it's a new one. I'll take it.
It's something.
Hey, before we get started, I need to clarify an error in our ways.
Ken, we don't make mistakes. What are you talking about?
I know we don't, but
Okay.
this time we have. We've made it. It's a grave mistake.
Uh-oh.
We have been just saying, and mostly me, I feel like, but we have been saying live a live.
Oh, God.
So
That's what it's called?
it has come out, and through listening to some reviews and other people saying the name of the
Okay,
game.
this is news to me. I did not know we
Yeah.
were going to have this discussion or that
No, I know.
we
I
have been
kept-
making an error.
I've kept it to now. It is actually Live Alive.
That sounds worse than live a live.
Really, I kind of like it.
Live alive?
Live Alive. That is the name. So when I heard it, I'm like, wait, isn't that Live a Live? No.
Ken's like, these guys have this game all screwed up.
Live Alive is
So I
the
remember-
name of the game.
When we first thought, well, I don't remember exactly when, but I remember when we first brought this game up that was coming out, I was like, this name is so hard to say because it does not follow any proper grammar from English. And I know it's one that never made it to the States to begin with. Live alive? That sounds just as bad as live a live. Neither one of those makes any sense.
Live Alive.
Sure, it's not like live alive or alive a live.
Nope. Live Alive.
All right.
So
Mea culpa.
muchos gusto.
Mr. Leahy used to say that in history class when he'd make a mistake.
Well, what does it mean? My bad.
Yeah, like my mistake.
My mistake.
Yeah. Mea culpa. It was weird. He would say, mea culpa, my maxima culpa, I think he would say. And he'd like get down on one knee and like apologize, then stand back up, which wasn't hard for him because he was very short.
Yeah, he was already close to the ground anyway.
I thought he was kneeling already. Like you could sit. Oh, okay. You are standing up. Never mind. Just kidding.
It's like, how do you get
Greatest
taller
thing-
when you sit in your chair? I don't know.
Greatest thing I'll remember from his class. Some girl went to use the overhead projector. So if you have like a water hose and there's like a knot in it, it like cuts off the flow of water coming to the other side.
I've never heard of that before in my life.
Wait, really?
Go on.
Are you serious? Okay. Anyhow, she was getting ready to turn it on, and there was a knot in the cord, the electrical cord. And as a joke, Mr. Leahy goes, wait, it's not going to turn on if you have a knot in the cord. And she stopped and was like, oh, thank you. And she goes over, unplugs it, and fixes it. And he, of course, meant it as a joke, and we all died laughing. And then she was like, what's so funny?
Okay.
He was
Never know.
slaying.
He had the jokes.
It was
He was already retired by the time I was in high school.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Good times.
How was your week last week?
We've been out for 2 weeks now. I know you had a busy weekend last weekend, and that's part of why we delayed things until this weekend. I had a busy weekend. I was with my son Braden last weekend. We have been playing a ton of Switch sports. By the way, anybody who hasn't picked that up yet, I highly recommend it. They just came out with a new update for the soccer game on that.
Oh,
Not golf yet. That's coming. But he has gotten really good in the past few weeks. He just turned 6. We play tennis. Usually we play tennis, badminton, and the sword fighting game. Those are his 3 favorites. And he's gotten really good. Like he challenges me legitimately on badminton and tennis. And I gotta give him my all to put him in his place. So
do you think he'll like the golf when it comes out?
I hope so.
Yeah,
He's not playing anymore.
that's fair.
I just hope the golf game's good, which I imagine it will be, but
Oh, so it just dawned on me the games that you said that you guys play. So he's not a fan of the bowling.
no, we've only played it, I think that once or twice in the beginning. We haven't gone back to it, mostly just because like there's so much more interaction with the other ones. Like there's he just likes to be moving around and doing stuff, and you do a lot of it. Like
Sure.
I'll play tennis and I'll literally stand there and go ba-ding, ba-ding. He's bouncing back and forth from like one side of the room to the other. And I'm like, You just have to swing your arm. He's like, yeah, I know. He's running back and forth. And I'm like, okay. And then he'll like miss a shot. And he's like, I don't know how I missed that. I'm like, because you were running at Mach 2 across the room when that ball was going towards you.
But you said he's starting to really give you
a run for your money. Yeah, he's on his game for sure. He can, on tennis, he can be the computer on easy and medium, like without even breaking a sweat. Hard, good luck. I haven't even beaten the hard yet. So yeah. Anywho, that's what I spent most of my weekend doing. That's what I spent most of last weekend doing with him. And then this weekend,
we've been doing this weekend.
Bunch of stuff around the house and also enjoying the ever-loving crap out of Mass Effect. Yeah. Oh, good God. I still love that game so much. It has been so enjoyable to go back and play through it.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going to be able to do the podcast. I had to like throw a little baits at you. Like, come on over. Stop playing Mass Effect. Come on.
I know. I was telling Ken before we jumped live into recording. I was like, Ken, you should check out Mass Effect. It's amazing.
That's really good. I'm glad you've been enjoying it. You deserve it.
Yeah, it's been good. And like I said, I got a lot of stuff done around the house, which was good. Ken, what did you do last weekend?
Last weekend, I went whitewater rafting with my wife and two of our friends, Jeff and Tanya. So that was a lot of fun. That was my first time. It was actually the first time for all four of us ever going. And we got set with an awesome guide. This older gentleman named Steve. He was able to tell us a bunch of the like historical stuff in the water and the mountains and going by. It was a lot of fun.
He's like, there's a rock. There's another rock. There's some water over here. He's like, we lost a guy over here last week. He's dead.
If you look closely, you can still see him under the rock.
He's trapped and nobody dared to get him. So we just leave him there. It's like when people try to scale Everest and they just leave the bodies there to be found.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm glad you didn't die.
Nope, didn't die. It was pretty easy. This group of people that went, it was from ages 7 and up. So the highest rapid that we went through was a class 3 rapid, and for all about 2 seconds to get through it. So wasn't really that dangerous, but it was a lot of fun. I will say that my butt bones are like bruised because those rafts, you'd think they'd be soft to sit on, but they were really hard, and my butt hurt for a long time. But it was a lot of fun, and we want to go again, but we would like to do the 14 and up next time, because this one, there was a lot of really nice breaks where you just kind of would float down the river, and that was fine. But I really liked the mix of, going through the rapids and stuff. But I did also like, there was probably 3 or 4 parts where you could actually get out of the raft, get in the river, and just float down the river. And for those of you curious, I think we're in the Connecticut River, because we were towards the west side of Massachusetts, pretty much on the New York border, up in the corner between Vermont, New York, and Massachusetts. So that was a lot of fun. It was great. And then Sunday, I went golfing Sunday morning, and went to a golf course called Crumpin Fox golf course.
Crumpin Fox.
And I will tell you, Crumpin is crumpin good, because
jumping jiving.
It's jumping jiving. It was awesome. It was the most beautiful golf course that I've ever played at. It was absolutely phenomenal. So highly recommend anyone in the Greenfield, Massachusetts, Greenfield area, Western Mass area. If you're a golfer, Crumpin Fox, beautiful golf course. Excellent. Very nice. That was, it was good. It was a really exciting, really fun weekend. And this weekend, I too did some housework, which was really good. Trimmed the hedges finally. So got that taken care of. Out front, those were definitely becoming really overgrown, but those are all looking nice and neat, and cleaned up the front yard a little bit.
Nice.
What are you laughing?
Just proud of you, bro.
Thank you. And then
about time you did some landscaping.
Yep. If only we were sponsored by the lawnmower.
The lawnmower?
Yeah, the lawnmower 3.0. It's a name of a electric trimmer. But I'm not talking about those hedges. I'm talking about the ones in the front yard.
Okay.
Of the house.
I'm sure that's what people came here for. They're like, oh, did you hear about the new lawnmower service? They should sponsor us.
So that's been this weekend and playing some more Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
Nice.
Other than that, that's about it.
Perfect. I know we got some fair bit of gaming news and releases. We're going to cover the past 2 weeks since we were off last weekend. Yeah, so we got some good stuff to talk about. That's cool. Yeah. I'm glad you had a good weekend. And I guess we will jump into the news.
And no deep dive this week.
Yeah.
So this might be a little bit quicker of an episode, but
this is just a shallow dive.
Shallow dive into the War Brothers pool.
No diving.
No.
We're not responsible for any broken necks.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
So buckle in, grab a drink, sit back and relax.
That's right. Starting off some news. I got some new studio news. Jar of Sparks.
Ooh.
A little bit of an odd name, I think, for a studio. But have you heard anything about Jar of Sparks?
No, I've actually have heard of the studio, though. Box of Matches.
Nope. Different jar entirely. Anywho, founded by Jerry Hook. He worked on the original Xbox and Halo series. This is a new AAA studio. They're focusing on action-adventure games that are going to be narrative-driven. So I'm interested to see what kind of stuff. So again, Jerry Hook was kind of the original founding member of this, and he brought in a couple other people as well. Other founding members includes Paul Crocker. He was the lead narrative director for Batman Arkham Trilogy. Then you had Greg Stone, who produced the latest Doom game in 2016. And you got Steve Dick, who worked on one of our favorites, SSX.
Yeah.
Along with NBA Street, and he was also part of the Halo series. So Jerry Hook, he left 343 Industries, which of course was famous for the Halo series. And he previously helped launch Xbox Live, along with working on Halo and Destiny. And they're hoping to produce their first game in the next 3 to 4 years.
Well, so you got some good names attached to the studio, at least.
That's what I think. I can't imagine. I almost compare this to like starting a car company. Obviously not quite as involved, but if you're starting a car company, it's going to be 4, 5, 6 years from the time you like start it and you start paying people to the time the product actually comes out. And you're going to have probably like a similar like life cycle with video games. I feel like, they're saying, so for 3 or 4 years, they're going to be funded and basically have nothing coming into the company while they're working on whatever games they're working on. Yeah. I just can't imagine they like an undertaking like that.
Yeah. It makes me wonder, like, how, obviously when I say how far along are they on whatever game that like you have to, I would imagine that there is at least a concept, right? Or you would think that one of those leads has a concept for a game.
Yeah, the fact that they're saying they want to focus on like action adventure games like tells me they probably they're obviously in the works of something. Just again, starting out from scratch and like having nothing. Obviously you got funding from somewhere to like get you by those 3 or 4 years, but I'll be interested to see what they come out with. So we'll keep an eye on Jar of Sparks.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. That's cool.
Kind of a weird name, but
that was a good pick. And you've never played any of the Batman Arkham games?
No, I've seen them. They look pretty cool.
So they're great. They're very good. I played the first one, Batman Arkham Asylum was the first one, and that it just excellent, very very well done game. So the narrative director from that's very good. Of course, the people from SSX, NBA Street, like seems like you're pulling from people who have worked on a lot of different style of games that could really bring in a lot of strengths from those different archetypes, of games. So,
I agree.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. That's cool.
I am keeping my eye open. right back at you. Repeat.gg. Do you know who they are?
Absolutely don't.
Okay. So they were acquired by your peeps over at PlayStation.
Oh,
yes. They're one of the largest esport tournament platforms out there. Basically, they agreed to this acquisition so they could gain more resources and technology. Smart on them. But they do plan to continue supporting PC, mobile, and then other consoles. But they're pretty big. They've hosted over 100,000 tournaments and currently have more than 2.3 million participants. So I
Wow.
think it's interesting to see like a major console player like Sony like purchase an actual e-tournament company. Is pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
me wonder what their plans are with them. Like it'd be, I don't know if, well, I don't know. I guess they'd be able to do. I don't see why they couldn't, but it would be cool if you could say, for instance, pick any game that there's going to be a tournament for, right?
Mhm.
It'd be cool if I could pick up my PS5 controller, go onto the dashboard. If I play the game, sign up for that tournament. Someone email us at the Weird Brothers Podcast at gmail.com and tell us if that's already a thing. But it'd be cool if you could just enter a tournament right from your couch. Like if you could maybe if you would have to need your account to be verified that you're a real person and not just making these phony accounts or whatever. But that'd be cool. Does it kind of sound like that to you, like that?
Well, they didn't really go into detail about it, but one thing they mentioned I'm still trying to wrap my head around is, so one thing that they were known for is they could actually hold tournaments and you could compete in the tournaments when you're offline. And I don't know how that would really work. Like, you would think if it was a tournament against other people, like how the hell do you play a first person shooter in a tournament if you're like offline?
Yeah.
So again, I don't know which exactly games like people were playing in that they had these tournaments in, but that was one of the things they were using. They explained it a little bit in the story, but it was a little bit above my comprehension.
Yeah, I would think if you could compete offline, that would make it. This is with my very little knowledge of how hacking and programming and cheating and all that goes, but
How hacking works.
yeah. But just think of what's the movie with Annalena Jolie's ex-husband?
With
Hackers she was in the movie, and
Annalena, you mean Angelina?
that's what I said, Angelina.
Annalena.
Angeli.
There we go. And was Chris O'Donnell in that? I think it was Chris O'Donnell.
But I'm just saying of like how
Anyways,
the movie, the hackers, like that's how they hacked in that movie,
just like that.
Yeah.
Some gaming news. I don't know if you're covering this in your section of new games of the week. I came across this game that just caught my attention called Power Wash Simulator.
Why wouldn't it catch your attention? That's awesome.
Dude, I literally put in my description, you power wash things. That's the whole game. Like, they literally have tons of things. You can change sprayers and angles, and literally it's just a therapeutic, like, you're power washing dirty stuff.
Have you ever power washed in real life?
I have a power washer. Did you know I have a power washer?
I did not.
I
You
do.
haven't, but
I do.
and have you used it?
Yes.
Isn't it awesome?
We got it probably like a year or so ago, two summers ago. Do you have a power washer?
Nope. But I've
Oh.
used one, and
If
boy,
you
let me
ever-
tell you.
If you ever need to borrow one, let me know. We used it on the vehicles and like siding of the house and stuff.
Yeah, I need to use it on the siding of my house.
Yeah, we got 4 nozzles with it, but power washing is so much fun.
It is.
And I understand why there's a simulator for it. Dude, can you imagine doing it in VR?
Well, that's what I figured it was. This is this. It's
No,
got
it's
to
not.
be a VR game.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Nope, maybe. I don't think so.
It's this. It's got it. This sounds like it.
I'm
has to be a
sure
VR
there's
game.
probably a VR version of it, but I think the one I read about was just for like something.
If I got
Jamie, can you Google that? We don't have a Jamie.
great, now we need to pay him.
You know who Jamie is?
Yes, from the Joe Rogan podcast. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, right.
Rogan had a guy on a few months back, and he was like some researcher, and he literally named his website Jamie. I think it was like Jamie, can you Google, or Jamie, can you look this up, like .com. And he was like, yeah, I named it Jamie, can you? Because Rogan's always like, hey Jamie, can you look this up?
That's funny.
I was like, that's pretty clever.
So if I do eventually get VR at some point, if this game is on sale for like 99 cents, you better believe that I'm buying that game.
Did you say if you get a VR headset someday?
Yeah.
When we get a VR headset someday.
Yeah,
That's right, dog.
I like it.
Okay. Speaking of consoles, Ken, you know what I'm super excited about?
Let's hear it.
Discord announced voice chat integration for Xbox consoles.
That's
Ooh,
awesome.
in your face, sucker. Guess who doesn't have an Xbox? You.
I mean, technically, I do because I have a PC, but
Ooh, guess who doesn't have an Xbox?
No.
You sucker. Anywho,
well, that's cool.
I just want to throw that in your face.
Well, I love you know me. I love Discord.
Can you use Discord on PlayStation?
No, you cannot.
Oh, how about them apples there, buddy? Anyway,
There, buddy.
I probably will never use this, but I just wanted to let you know that I could do it if I wanted to.
Is it already a thing or is it coming?
Yeah, it came out, I think, last week.
Oh, cool.
While we were on hiatus.
Hiatus.
Anywho, some more news about a former employee at a major console organization, Tao Yamain. I apologize if you're listening and I butchered your name. I'm sure he's listening. He joined
Takeo. Yeah, Takeo
Yamain.
Yamain.
Anyways,
Takeo Yamain. Yep.
He joined Platinum Games as the vice president. He is the former managing director at Nintendo. Platinum Games is the developer of the Bayonetta series and Nier Automata. This is what really caught my attention with this news is he came out and said that he will continue to impart Nintendo's philosophy of prioritizing game development over sales. Do you know what that means?
That means shipping games when they're ready.
Oh, wow. Go you. Yes, that's it. He literally, in the article I was reading about it, he said, if I have a timeline for a game and I'm like, oh, this is going to be perfect. And then the person who's like putting the game together comes to me and says, I need another 6 months to finish this. I'm literally going to smile and say, all right, sounds good. What a freaking concept.
Yep.
Yes. I was like so glad when I read that. I was like, oh, somebody who gets it. This is pretty cool. So, and it makes a lot of sense that I would say over the years, coming from Nintendo, that's been their philosophy is that they've always really strived to put out like a good quality game. I think it's very rare you get a like misproduced game from Nintendo, like as part of their core franchises.
Oh yeah.
Mario and Metroid. If anything, they do take a long time to put out some of these games, but when it comes out, it's gonna be tough. Like there is nothing else you can do to like make that game perfect. So I was just glad to hear that.
Unless you're Zelda Breath of the Wild and you add an option to make it so the weapons don't break. But it's tomato, potato.
You're a tomato. That was one of my favorite things about the game.
I know, and I like that it's there, but if you could just have an option where that didn't happen, I would play it.
If you got the Master Sword, your Master Sword's not going to break.
Yeah, but it powers down, and I gotta wait for it to power back up, and then.
Oh my goodness. Can I get some crisis news for you and I?
Yeah, I'm reading the first word, and it brings me back to when I was 7.
Neopets was
what?
Hacked.
No, I can't even believe they're still a thing.
I know. We need to check our account immediately.
Do you think our accounts are deleted?
Probably. So apparently hackers were requesting 4 Bitcoins, which is equivalent to about $90,000. And they stole millions of usernames and passwords.
They better not have stolen ours.
Dunphy 14. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's a password for anything. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Neopets was the shit. I absolutely loved that website. Ken and I spent many hours on Neopets when we were younger, playing games. I just love the snake game.
Oh yeah, Mirka Chase.
Wow,
I don't know.
Job.
How
did Ken's like? I don't remember what I learned in high school, but Mirka Chase. That's with me, baby.
I think that was it.
I am 99.9% sure you're correct.
Yeah, I don't know.
I see your screen flashing in front of your eyes. Are you looking up Neopets?
No. Not at all. I'm just curious. Neopets is going mobile. What?
Ken's I need that app. Ken's like, all right, we need to pause this podcast.
I just wanted to see if I could search like the account names.
Yeah, that'd be funny. You like find yours and you're like, I forgot my password. They're like, you don't remember your password? And then you go to change it and it's like, you cannot use a password that you previously used. I'm like, son of a... So I hate that. You go to reset a password and it's like, oh, you can't use the same one you just used. You're like, well, then why didn't it just work when I put it in? It's always the way. Moving on. I got some Stray news for you.
Stray.
And I don't mean we're like straying from what's going on. I mean the video game Stray.
Ah, that one.
Modders have already added Garfield as the playable cat for the game.
They've done a lot. I've seen,
dude. I know.
Can't think off the top of my head, but I've seen a few of them. But yeah, Garfield, I saw that one too.
I was like, that's pretty cool. And yes, this is getting some pretty high praise out there. 8 out of 10 from IGN and an 84% on Metacritic. Yeah, I saw an article. I didn't read it, but the headline was like, Stray, the game about a cat, was like doing things a cat can do, like that you never knew I wanted or needed or something like that. I was like, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's weird because I remember when we first brought this up like a few months ago as like an upcoming game. And I was like, oh, this seems a little off the wall, but this could be interesting. And now it's like everywhere.
People loving it. We need games like this, yes. Right? We need games that kind of just feel like video games can be video games without being, the modern AAA action shoot 'em up adventure. Like video games come in all shapes and sizes, and it's it's good.
You know what I feel like this is a modern take on?
What? Cats.
No. Lester the Unlikely.
Lester the Unlikely.
Yeah. Upon initial investigation, you're like, this is a dumb game. But then you play it and you realize it's a masterpiece or something.
Would you call it? I mean, it's pretty close. You think they could do a remake of Lester the Unlikely?
I don't know.
They could.
They could.
A HD, 2D HD. No, just kidding.
Make it like a top-down 3D view RPG.
Wow.
Lester levels up, like as you go along, he gets like beefy and bulkier. Yeah, that'd be pretty dope. Next you know, he's like has a sword. He's turns into the barbarian from Golden Axe or something.
I like it.
Anywho, speaking of good reviews, Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Hey now.
8 out of 10 from IGN and 89% on Metacritic.
84%.
No, 84 was Stray. Xenoblade Chronicles has 89%.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Okay, cool. I was expecting this to be a day one download for you, but I know you're still pretty deep into Monster Hunter.
Yeah. I thought about it, but it's just I got too many things going on right now, and spending the money on a new game that I may or may not actually play through.
There's a few on that list of yours.
Well, this is one I will play through all the way.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. But as far as right now,
okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, I don't know if this is one I have time where I could sit through and
I saw a listing. IGN said basically this would be a wonderful way to spend 150 hours of gameplay.
Exactly.
100. Dude, when I played through Mass Effect and I had like 60 hours into one of them, I'm like, wow, that's a lot. 150 hours. Good Lord, that's a lot of game.
Yeah, I watched a non-spoiler review of it yesterday, and because I hadn't quite really like gotten a good look at the combat of it yet.
Yep.
And it really is, the combat is a mashup of 1 and 2, and the way how it looks and sounds and everything. I was tempted to come home and purchase it, but I didn't. And it does look very good. But right now, whereas Monster Hunter, I can pick up, do a quest, spend 10-15 minutes, if I have time, half an hour, whatever,
and put it
down and not worry about it. Whereas this is like you said with Mass Effect, I'd pick it up and I don't know when I'd put it down again. And at this point in time, I need to be able to put stuff down.
Let's see what they don't tell you. Out of that 150 hours, 100 of it, it's just trying to figure out the combination of who you want to play and how they're going to join up and doing this combo and using this weapon over here. Yeah.
It's not surprising.
It's 50 hours of gameplay, 100 hours. It's figuring out your combination of characters to use.
It is really funny because, if you remember when we talked about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and how I said that even like 40-50 hours into the game,
there were new tutorials. Yeah.
So in the spoiler-free review that I watched and listened to, they were like, there's other game mechanics that we can't show you because that'd be too much of a spoiler because of how late into the game they come. I'm like, oh, so they still have that sort of same thing in this game. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing this.
I bet you are. I can't wait to hear your review on it. Last piece of our gaming news that I just had to share because I am part of this news. Xbox announces that the X and S is their fastest selling console ever for Xbox.
I find that hard to believe. Like, I find that just because of how hard it's been to get a hold of the console.
Apparently, it's like been hard, but they're doing a hell of a lot better job at it than PlayStation is.
They are.
Which is kind of odd.
There are people out there that I know, even like YouTubers who are like content creators for a living. This one guy that I watch, he does a lot of like video game, but comedy sketches and videos. His name is The Mighty Keith. Really, really funny guy. He just released a video talking about how he still doesn't have a PS5, and he has he almost has 700,000 subscribers. Yeah.
Wow.
On YouTube. And so I feel bad. I feel like I should send him mine or something. But
there you
go. So PlayStation absolutely is doing not as good of a job as Xbox to be able to get your hands on an Xbox.
So anywho, that covers our news of the weeks, plural, 2 weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah. So anything else you want to add for news you've come across recently, Ken?
No, that pretty much covered it. I feel like I did have some things, but now I can't remember. So
one small piece that I brought up last time we were talking about like the drop off in sales a few months ago in May, how it was like the lowest. And I was like, oh, I had heard this great revolutionary idea and I couldn't remember what it was. And then it came to me the other day.
Yeah.
With the pandemic dying down, a lot of people were starting to return to work around May.
Oh.
And not a whole lot of people were working from home, playing video games. So anywho, I was like, when I heard that and I was like, oh, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah. A lot of the workforce was returning around that time.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
Just had to share that enlightening.
I'm glad you did. I've been kicking myself.
I know. It's been driving you nuts for 2 weeks, hasn't it?
Ken's text you every day.
Did you think of it? I remembered it 30 seconds after we went off the air, and I'm like, nope, for 2 weeks. No, I'm just kidding. It just came to me the other day.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, good. I'm proud of you for remembering it now. That's great.
Me too. Anywho, we'll take a short break. We'll be back to cover new games of the weeks, plural, in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. We're brothers.
All right. Welcome back to the We're Brothers podcast. New games of last week and this week.
That's right.
So these games, the first 4 have all come out already. So we're going to kick it off with a big one, Bear and Breakfast.
What?
It came out on July 28th for the PC and the Switch. Steam's description reads, Bear and Breakfast is a laid-back management adventure game where you build and run a bed and bear fest. No, it's a bed and breakfast, but you're a bear.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yeah, you run and build a bed and breakfast. It's a little indie title. It's cool. It's kind of charming, honestly.
So do your guests include like
Goldilocks,
a donkey, and a little piglet, and a tigger,
and a tigger?
Yeah.
And a poo?
And only after the guests leave.
Why was Piglet looking in the toilet? He was looking for poo.
That's funny. Ken, that's your best joke ever.
I just told that joke when I was a kid by Dad, I think.
Bear and Breakfast. Well, that sounds mightily... I like how they describe it as a laid-back management adventure game.
Yeah, right?
So is this like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but for bears, and you have a bed and breakfast?
And bed and bear fest.
Breakfast.
Bear fist.
All right, sign me up. I'm going to go download this right. Oh, it's on Switch?
That's what I said.
Hold on. We need to pause this so I can go play.
Hold my beer.
And we're back. Just kidding. Moving on.
Sweet Transit came out on the 28th of July for the PC. Steam's description reads, Sweet Transit is a unique city builder I think we've talked about this before. SimCity,
I don't
Roller
think so.
Coaster Tycoon.
Oh, okay. This game, I don't think we've talked about this one.
Yeah, but we were just talking about Roller Coaster
Oh,
Tycoon.
gotcha.
And
This type of
game. City building, where the railway is king and trains are the
Our
sole
queens.
means.
Oh,
You're not a
okay,
writer.
no.
The sole means of transportation. Queen villages will expand to bustling cities, farms, into industrious factories. That sounds terrible. And steam-powered rail to combustion diesel and beyond in this interconnected train-driven world.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, I feel like they got a really good marketing team. They're like, it's a game about trains. What are you going to call it? Sweet Transit.
So is this like
okay.
Bear and Breakfast, but with trains?
That's kind of what I'm feeling.
I know it's like when, you like put together a resume and you just have like one simple thing you do, but you make it sound like I'm amazing. Like, oh, what do you do? I copy paper.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is you bring stuff to the post office and send it.
Yes, I do.
That's right.
I'm
an executive delivery file service sender.
Service center.
Secret service.
Supervisor.
They're like, you're hired.
You're hired. Go on.
Oh, you're just gonna deliver fries to the window, burgers, whatever you think. Yeah. Anywho,
hey.
This next game is a game that I would like to pick up at some point too. This game came out on the 29th. A little game called Digimon Survive came out for the PC, the Switch, the PS4, and Xbox consoles. Steam's description reads, Digimon Survive presents a hybrid visual novel and tactical RPG set in a mysterious world filled with dangerous monsters and deadly battles that will test your ability to survive. So I watched I've seen previews for Digimon. Have you seen any previews?
No, I have not.
Digimon Survive?
But I do like Digimon a lot.
I know. All right. We both do. It's like big Pokemon fans, but Digimon was always so good.
After you finish your little blurb, I got a question for you.
Okay. I think, so I've seen.
So you watched the video.
Yeah, seen stuff on this game, leading up to this. And then just yesterday, I watched a video on really more deep dive of the game. Okay, what's the combat like? Because I know it does say tactical RPG, but I was curious about that. But I learned some stuff about it that I thought was kind of cool. So with the name like Survive in it, this game actually has a kind of a darker, more suspenseful, close, like more adult themed sort of story. Then they say they described it as like 70% narrative story driven and 30% actual like RPG action combat. So they said like the storyline and the characters and everything, like there's multiple endings to this game. And like you're actually like, they wanted you to feel like you're actually in like survival mode, like life or death situations, depending on like not depending, but actual life or death situations, given the gravity of the story and everything, which for a Digimon game, it seems pretty cool. They said this is for people who were fans of the show, like when we were kids.
Yeah.
And it's a game for them now as adults. So I was like, that sounds pretty cool. And, I just think that I could get past the tactical RPG stuff because I obviously like Fire Emblem. So, So with Digimon tactical RPG, I could probably, I don't know. It looks cool. I want to check it out.
So obviously we know when it comes to games, Pokemon rules everything when compared to Digimon. But as a TV show, do you prefer Digimon or Pokemon?
Oh, Digimon all the way.
Yeah. It got a little weird after like season 4. There was like 6 or 7 seasons. And the first like 3, I think, were all tied into like the original. And then like by 4, 5, and 6, it was like took place in like different universes, I think.
3 was separate.
3 was just 1 and 2.
1 and 2 were together. And so I have, there's a lot of Digimon I have not seen, but I've obviously seen I've seen the first 4 seasons, and then I saw they did a Digimon. They came out in maybe 2012, 2013, 14, around that time. They came out with Digimon Try, which was a continuation of the first season of Digimon.
Oh wow.
But then they also came out with, like, the most recent, I believe, was Digimon. It was like a redone of season 1, but a little
Like
different.
updated.
It was like a retelling of season 1, but different. Like, it wasn't exactly the same,
but different.
Yeah.
Okay.
But whereas Digimon Try was a continuation of season 1, then they just did a new season 1. So I haven't seen that. I've seen Digimon Try, which was really cool. Because obviously in the first season of Digimon, only Tai and Matt got mega forms.
Mhm.
Like, their Digimon got mega forms, Agumon and Gabumon. And Digimon Try, everyone else ends up getting their mega evolutions, which is
That's
really
pretty cool.
Yeah. But then, of course, out of those, they've had Digimon like Exos or Digimon something else. Like, those ones I have not seen.
So what season? I watched through like quite a bit of it. What's the one that has like the big bunny rabbit with like the hand guns?
The
for
Gatling
hands?
guns.
Yeah, was that 3?
That's 3. That's Digimon Tamers,
That's right. Okay, so I watched through that, and I think I watched the season after that.
which is Digimon Frontier. And that's when
That was all like the digital world type thing, right?
I mean, it's all.
I mean, but like they go
That-
from like the real world, and it's like takes place in a digital like space, right?
AKA the digital world. Yeah.
Shut up, cat.
Yeah. So the fourth one, that's when they don't have Digimon themselves. Like,
yeah,
they become Digimons.
when they go into the digital world. Because like in the first ones, like they could take the Digimon to the real world, right?
Yep.
And okay, but there's none actually like in this 4th season. They're like they have to go into the
Digital world.
digital.
They get
world.
sucked in.
Yeah, I think I watched through that. Tamers was pretty cool.
Yeah.
'Cause Tamers is like when the first kids are like adults, right? And
No.
then no, not Tamer.
Season 2.
Okay, moving on.
You're very upset by this. You need to go through and rewatch your Digimon.
Apparently, I do. It's been a while. Reboot.
Reboot.
That's a great show.
Oh man. Reboot.
That was another one that confused me, but it was good.
It did?
Yeah, well, because they had like a time jump like after season 3. Like the little boy was like an adult now.
Yeah, badass.
Yeah, and he was all like, and he had like
The eye that spun. He was like,
he's like, there's something in my eye. Hold on. He's like, it's gone. And my eye's gone too.
Oh, that's good. Oh, Bob.
Oh, yeah, it's like Bob and what was the
I don't know
kid's name?
I don't know what the kid's name was.
Hey, kid.
And then his sister.
I just remember Fong. Was it Fong? He was the old man.
Fong? There was an old man in that show?
Yeah,
Wasn't
remember
there
he
a
was
robot?
he was the old robot that like lived in the center. He was the wise one, and he had like a funny shaped head. His name was Fong.
Oh, Thong. Weird name.
Fong.
He's like, no, I don't know.
All right, moving on from Digimon and
Yeah.
Reboot.
So speaking of reboots, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 came out.
That's not a reboot.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That came
Speaking
out
of sequels.
on the 29th. So go out there and pick up Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Don't think I
Yeah.
need to read much of a
Let us-
description on that.
Let us know what it's about.
We've never heard of it before in our life.
Yeah.
So those are all the games that came out last week. That concludes games for the month of July. So starting tomorrow, August 1st, we have the Gallery, which comes out for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Steam description reads, embark on the sci-fi epic that started it all at the dawn of modern VR, setting standards for room scale movement and interaction for years to come. Winner of over 30 awards, including VR Game of the Year. The Gallery is VR's premier adventure series. So that's finally coming to other consoles other than VR.
Oh, I'm like, how if it's just coming out? I'm like, how does it already have 30 awards?
So
So it was on
Personally-
VR, and now it's coming to just regular consoles.
yeah. So something tells me if this is a game that won VR Game of the Year, you probably should just play
Get
it
it
in
on
VR.
VR.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Perfect.
not saying it wouldn't be good. I've never played it, but yeah, if it's a game developed for VR, probably would just play it.
That makes sense.
in the habitat that was contrived in. No, conceived in,
Conceived in, yeah, designed for.
designed in, conceived in. We're brothers. Frogun comes out on August 2nd.
Are we going to find out in 3 months that this should be pronounced Froggen?
Frogun. It probably. Yeah, Frogun. It's probably Frogun, right?
Live alive.
Live a live. Live alive. Live a live. Live alive.
From the day I die, it'll now be Live a Live.
Live a live.
Yeah. Hey, Ken, have you played Live a Live? No, but I've played Live Alive. Oh, boy.
Can't believe. How could I be so wrong? How could I be so wrong? So anyway,
Anywho,
Frogun comes out for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
damn, everything.
I know. Steam's description reads: Join Renata.
Renata?
Thank you. As she adventures across a world of mystical nuns, ruins, mystical
nuns?
I don't know.
Who are all these giant penguins? They're nuns. I mean, they're ruins.
I might need glasses. Join Renata as she adventures across a world of mystical ruins with the titular Frogun. Frogun is an old school platformer with the soul of the PS1/N64 era, in which your frog shaped grappling hook is your best friend. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it is Frogun.
I was waiting for you to read about the nuns and then talk about their titulars. You're like, cross the world of mystical nuns with their titular
Froguns. This could be an interesting one.
I smell an Instagram clip.
Okay, moving on. South of the
wait,
circle.
wait, hold on. Back up. So you got a frog-shaped grappling hook, just like a precursor to Legend of Zelda and the grappling hook.
That
Ocarina of Time.
The hook shot.
Hook shot. There, yes. I
And the
knew
long
it wasn't
shot.
called a hook shot.
Those are some of my favorite tool. I wish you could use them more as a weapon.
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, what else would you do? Like, what? Behind your back? Like, they didn't say come. Like, what's he? Oh.
You dress up as Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Get over here. There you go.
Do you like that? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that was good. That was clever.
Yeah, they should have had that in Breath of the Wild.
The hook shot.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I mean, you kind of had a lot of other options with the Sheikah slate that you didn't necessarily
Hang glider.
need that.
Yeah,
but-
I know. But
but-
anywho,
Hook shot would have been cool.
moving on.
South of the border. No, I'm just kidding. South of the circle comes out on August 3rd for the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. So again, pretty much everything. South of the border, just kidding. South of the circle is an emotional narrative. For those of you listening who don't know, I just need to explain real quick. When you travel on the east coast of the United States of America, like for instance, we have traveled from way up north in Maine/New Hampshire, all the way down to Florida. As you're driving down, what is it? Is it 91?
95.
95. And you're driving down 95, the highway 95, all the way down to Florida for like 400 miles. You keep seeing billboards that say only 500 miles away from south of the border, only 450 miles away from south of the border, all the way until you get to
South of the border. Oh.
this amusement park that's called South of the Border, which I've never been to. I've only driven past it multiple times. I've driven back and forth from Florida. And so that's why I keep saying south of the border, but it's south of the circle.
People in California are like, what the hell is he talking about? Get back to south of the circle.
Wait, you've seen this, right? You've seen south of the border.
Yeah.
Have you've driven down to Florida?
Yeah. When my wife and I got married, we drove down to do our honeymoon. We did a cruise out of Florida and we drove.
Oh, okay. And you drove down.
Yeah, she was so excited to drive down. No,
No.
she hated it. I loved it. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good drive.
It's a good drive.
So anyway, sorry. South of the Circle is an emotional narrative experience exploring the relationship between Peter and Clara. Cambridge academics caught up in the political conflict of the Cold War.
Ooh.
The story focuses on the weight of life's choices between career, true love, and the desire to keep our promises.
Oh, that's how everything always goes for me.
Yep.
Love, career. Yeah. Don't know.
So interesting.
Cool game. Never play it.
If it sounds interesting to you, let us know at the Word Brothers Podcast at gmail.com. Hard West 2 comes out for the PC, and the PC comes out on August 4th. Hard West 2 is a journey to the heart of darkness in the American West. Take control of a supernatural posse and catch the mysterious ghost train. Outsmart, out-cheat, and outgun your enemies in this turn-based tactics game set in a Wild West world where nothing is as it seems.
Did you say there's a ghost train?
I did say ghost. Actually, no. I said mysterious ghost train.
Oh, that'd be cool if this was a sweet crossover with Sweet Transit.
Hey, idea.
I'm just
like
saying. Hard West 2.5. The crossover.
HD.
There
2.5 HD.
There you go.
Turbo Golf Racing. This sounds cool just by the name. Comes out for the PC, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One.
Ken, this is like us when we went golfing. Turbo Golf Racing with our golf carts.
7 miles an hour.
Turbos are broken.
Yeah. And
I was like,
we're firing on one cylinder.
Pretty much.
It's an electric.
We were firing on no cylinders.
Yeah, see, exactly.
There was no firing, actually. It was just
at all.
Electrical current going.
It actually was going, it's electric.
It's electric. Turbo Golf Racing. Back to the show.
Is a arcade style sports racing game. Really? It's for up to 8 players online. Slam into oversized golf balls. Okay, there it is. And race your friends in an explosive dash to the finish flag.
I thought this was legitimate. I thought it was like a Volkswagen promoted game for the golf. I didn't realize it was actually like golf related.
Oh,
I was like, they had like Beetle Adventure Racing. I'm like, is this the sequel? Turbo Golf Racing? Where you race around in golfs?
That's really funny. I was not even thinking of the golf.
As soon as I saw golf, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
I was so close to having one of those.
Seems amazing.
Does it?
No.
Could be. No. Oh, no.
Cool game. Won't play it.
Yep. So those are the upcoming games for this week.
That is a smorgasbord of games.
Yeah. Anything that sticks out to you?
Let me see here. Let me see. Xenoblade and Digimon. That's about it. Actually, my Baron Breakfast has definitely piqued my interest.
Really?
So, yeah.
It looks cool. The little clips I saw of it, like I said, it looks charming. Looks cool.
Looks charming. Then the Goldilocks gets in and the bear just rips her apart. He's like, "You're not welcome at my breakfast. You are my breakfast."
She is the breakfast.
She's like... it's like KFC. Oh, what piece would you like? Are you a thigh or a breast man? Rips her apart. Sorry, I had to go there.
It could. I mean, we haven't played the game, so maybe I don't know what the rating is on it. So it could be.
It's rated G for everyone.
I like that.
Let's call back to an earlier episode.
That was funny. That was good.
All right. This week in history.
So this week in history, we're honoring a designer and director known for the Kirby series. which you found out after I told you and you didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, I believe it now.
He's responsible for Super Smash Brothers, and he's also responsible for Kid Icarus Uprising.
Ooh.
Taylor, do you
Ken.
know who this man is?
Masahiro Sakurai.
Sakurai. Yeah.
Sakurai. Hiya.
He's 52. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if he must be turning 52, right?
Yes.
No. Yes.
No, yes. Yes. He was born in 70. This is 2022.
I did the math. I used my calculator. That's 7. Yeah, so he was born in 1970, and so his birthday is this week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy
Sakurai.
birthday, Sakurai. Next, we have
Next.
Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. It came out 33 years ago in 1989.
What a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it was pretty terrible for the Game Boy, but what a good game.
What? It wasn't terrible for the Game Boy.
I hated the controls with it. Like your character Mario.
Oh,
I'm like the character of the game. Oh yeah, Mario. Like the jumping and stuff was just very.
Was it Wooly?
No, not Wooly.
Oh, that's the steering of an Audi. I forgot.
Anyway, I just did like his jumping. Like you didn't jump and fall at the same rate you did in like Super Mario Brothers. But it was a cool game. I played it. I beat it. Ken, have you ever beaten it?
I have. Maybe.
All right.
I played it a lot when I was a kid. Someone had it. I can't remember. I played 1 and 2.
2 was really good. Lost 6 coins, 6 coins.
They fixed the jumping in that one.
Yes, they did. It was much better. Yeah.
And then for the last game we have that came out this week, we have Mortal Kombat. The original Mortal Kombat, the arcade version came out 30 years ago in 1992.
We're old.
I feel it, man.
Mortal Kombat is a game I usually have to play at least once when I go to Fun Spot. I like Mortal Kombat a lot.
Yeah.
I had number 2 for the Game Boy.
Yep.
That was a good game.
It was okay for the Game Boy. The jumping was kind of.
It was a little off. I was like when you uppercut and the guy goes whoopee. Or something
I like that too.
I know. I'm like, who is this guy that randomly appears in the game? Apparently, he was one of the designers. I found out years later.
Years and years.
I think just recently I found out because they had it on the Gaming Historian. Shout out to the Gaming Historian. Anywho, Ken, what do you think? We covered everything, and then
we did.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll be getting back to a deep dive here coming up.
Next week, I think.
But other than that, we've kind of hit a little branch in the summer here where things a little trickling out a little bit slower. So things will definitely be coming up. Obviously, the fall and getting towards Christmas.
Yeah,
things really start ramping up in that season. A lot of really big games will be coming out, so we'll have a lot more content coming out as we get further closer to the fall.
Perfect.
So yeah. So anything else you want to leave off with?
I want leave off with end with.
Yeah, leave off.
I do. Some news that we don't really talk about, but is near and dear to my heart. Mixed martial arts. There was a huge fight last night in the UFC. 2 of the baddest women on the planet, Amanda Nunes, was fighting Juliana Pena. Pena was the title holder, and Amanda Nunes beat her to become champ again. She is a 2-division champion, and she is absolutely unbelievable. Those women are incredible. I posted a video. They had their weigh-ins on Friday. So they fight on Saturday. They weigh in on Friday. So Juliana Pena, when she comes up to square off, her daughter was with her, and she's like 5, maybe 6 years old. And she's standing behind her mom as they're squaring off. And you see her daughter standing there, like putting her hands up, like right behind her mom. It was the most adorable thing ever.
Oh,
it was super cute. I posted it on not on our Facebook page, but on my personal one. It was a pretty cute video. So anyways, shout out to Amanda Nunes, 2-division champ. She's the GOAT of female MMA.
The GOAT. Yeah.
She's beaten anybody and everybody pretty much. That's about it. Anything for you, Ken?
Nope, that's about it. Myself as well.
Perfect. Job well done.
Job well done. But we'll be back here next week.
That's right.
Same bro channel.
Same bro time. We're brothers.
We're brothers.
Peace.